Welcome to Internet Programming class. I'm going to handle HTML forms. So what is forms HTML? So whatever if you are giving it is from the user input what you are getting. It is going to be used for processing. The user input is most often sent to a server for processing. The form is the HTML element to collect input data containing interactive controls. It provides facilities to input text, numbers, values, email, password, and control fields such as checkbox, radio button, submit button, etc. Or in other word, form is a container that contains input element like text, email, number, radio button, checkboxes, submit button, etc. Forms are generally used when you want to collect data from the user. For example, a user wants to buy a bag online, so she has to first enter their shipping address in the address form and then add their payment details in the payment form to place an order. Form elements label, it defines a label for the form elements. So input is it is used to get input data from the form in various types such as text, password, email, etc. by changing its type. Button, it defines a clickable button to control other elements or execute a functionality. Select, it is used to create a drop-down list. Text area, it is used to input long text content. Field set, it is used to draw a box around other form elements and group the related data. Legend, it defines captions for field set elements. Data list, it is used to specify predefined list options for input controls. Output, it displays the output of performed calculation. Option, it is used to define option in a drop-down list. Option group, it is used to define group-related option in a drop-down list. The HTML input element is most used form element. An input element can be displayed in many ways depending on the type attribute. Type description, input type text displays a single line text input in field. Input type radio displays a radio button for selecting one of many choices. Checkboxes displays a checkbox for selecting zero or more of many choices. Input type submit displays a submit button for submitting the form. Input type button displays a clickable button. Text fields. The input type text defines a single line input field or for text input. Example, a form with input fields for text. The HTML body form, label form, first name, you'll be labeling. First name, input type, for that a label will be given. First name, text ID, F name, F name. What label for that? It corresponding. Label F name, class name label, input type, text ID, last name, last name, form, body, HTML. The label element, the label tag defines a label for many form elements. The label element is useful for screen reader users because the screen reader will read out loud the label when the user focuses on the input element. The label element also helps users who have difficulty clicking on very small region because when the user clicks the text with the label element, it toggles the radio button, check button. The for attribute of the label tag should be equal to the ID attribute of the input element to bind them together. Radio button, the input type radio defines a radio button. Radio button lets a user select one of a limited number of choices. Doc type HTML, body, radio buttons, choose your favorite web language. So for input type, radio ID, HTML name, favorite language. Then for input type, CSS, favorite language. And if it is ID, JavaScript, favorite language. Thank you.